Good evening. Here is tonight's forecast for the inside of your head. Heavy cloud. Visibility close to zero. A cold front of everything is wrong moving in from the west, and a 100% chance that none of it is actually true. You already know this system because you live under it every single day. There has never been a person, not the calmest monk, not the happiest child, who does not get weather. Moods roll in and roll out like tides. Some days the sky is bright and easy. Some days it is low and gray. Most days it is somewhere in between. And this is the first thing almost everyone misses. Even when the sky looks nailed shut, even when it feels like it has always been this gray and always will be, it is already moving. Slowly, but moving. Now watch what the weather does to the view. Same street, same house, same job, same family, same bank balance, same body. In fair weather, you walk out of your front door and think, not bad, I'm lucky, this is basically fine. 12 hours later, a low front moves through, and you walk out onto the exact same street and think, my life is a disaster, and honestly, it always has been. Nothing out there changed. The house didn't move. The job didn't get worse. Only the weather did. And the weather quietly rewrote the entire view. Let me show you the clearest proof I have. The same person recorded 2 days running. Day 1, low front. He hates his job. There's no security. He can't remember ever liking it. The whole company treats him like dirt. Day 2, sun's out. Same man, same job. The job's fine. The company's doing good things in the community. He's proud to be part of it. If you only heard the audio, you would swear you were listening to 2 completely different people. Same life, different weather. That is the entire trick of a mood. It does not change your life. It changes the picture you are getting of your life. And a low mood always sends the same picture down the wire. Dark, urgent, hopeless, and utterly, totally convincing. And it is deeply convincing. In a low front, you don't just feel bad right now. You look backwards, and your whole past quietly reorganizes itself into evidence, a long gray record of failure and waste. Then you look forwards, and the future goes flat and hopeless too. But raise the mood even slightly, and something strange happens. The same past starts to look warmer. The same future fills back up with maybe. You did not get a new past. You just got better weather over the old one. Now, the rookie error, and almost everyone makes it. When the storm hits, you believe the storm is the climate. You think, this isn't a mood. This is just the truth I usually manage to hide from myself. This is who I really am. And every low mood swears on its life that this one is different. This one is real. This one is going to last forever. It won't. It is weather. And you have flown through this exact storm 500 times before. It is a lot like walking into a dark cave. The first time, it is terrifying because you genuinely cannot see the way out. But if you have walked into this same cave 500 times, then even in the pitch black, even when you can't see a single thing, you don't panic. You know the exit is there. You know it is only a matter of time and a few steady steps. Waiting out a low mood is exactly the same. It will always feel like the worst one yet, the one that finally isn't going to lift. It always feels that way, and it always lifts. So do not, under any conditions, make the big calls during a storm. Do not quit. Do not send the message. Do not decide who you are, or whether your marriage works, or whether your whole life was a mistake. You would never sell your house in the middle of a thunderstorm and call it a clear-eyed decision. Your real problems, if they are real, will still be there when the front passes, and you will be far better equipped to deal with them than in daylight with a clear head. A low mood produces exactly one product: bad answers, delivered with total confidence. And notice what actually keeps the storm parked over your house. It is not the mood. A mood on its own drifts through and leaves. What nails it in place is you, standing at the window, explaining it, building the case, listing the reasons. He said this, she did that. It always goes this way. No wonder I feel terrible. Every reason you reach for is another log on the fire. Drop the reasons, and the front moves on by itself. Pick them up, polish them, believe them, and you have just handed the storm a supply line that can keep it going for days. And something worth knowing, weather spreads. 2 people ran a small business together. Good friends, worked well, no history of trouble. One morning, one of them comes in under a heavy front and turns sharp, critical, picking at everything the other one does. The other, who doesn't understand moods, takes it completely personally. He decides he is finally seeing the real her and drops into his own low front, which comes out as cold and defensive, which frightens her, which lowers her further. Within an hour, 2 people in a perfectly good partnership are seriously wondering whether they should shut the whole thing down. Nothing happened. 2 low fronts simply collided and fed each other. When they finally saw that, the frustration just lifted. There was nothing to fix. It was only whether they had both mistaken for the truth. So watch what the people who ride this out well actually do. They do not fight the sky. They do not pretend it's sunny when it isn't. They just read the instrument correctly. A person caught low who doesn't understand this says, "Don't ask me. I'm depressed," as if that is a permanent address, the whole climate of their life. The person who understands weather says something completely different. They say, out loud, "I'm in a low mood right now. Don't trust the view. Ask me later." Same storm, a totally different relationship to it. One treats the forecast as the climate. The other knows the tide will turn. And if you don't believe me, run the experiment on the people around you. Ask them real questions when they're low and write down the answers. Notice how clearly they think, how kindly they talk about the people they love, how well they solve a simple problem. Then ask them the very same questions a few days later when the sun is back out. You will meet 2 different people wearing the same face. Once you have watched that happen to someone else, it gets much harder to keep believing your own low mood broadcasts. Now, none of this makes you weatherproof. You will still get caught out. Everyone takes the bait sometimes, drops into a front, and believes every word of it for a while. The difference is only this. Once you know the weather is not the world, the storms get shorter. They frighten you less. And you climb out a great deal faster because you are no longer down at the bottom of it, stacking logs on the fire. Moods have worked this way for every human who has ever lived. They worked this way 1,000 years ago, and they will work this way 1,000 years from now. The sky inside you will keep changing, and you do not have to do a single thing to make it change. You only have to stop treating every storm as breaking news. So the cloud you woke up in this morning, give it nothing. No reasons, no case, no fuel. Read the instrument, name the front, and let it move. Watch how fast it clears.